everybody. Welcome to Two Tylers and a Noah, the podcast that all of you are going to love. On this podcast, we're just going to talk about random things, pop culture, music, history, sports, maybe, movies, superheroes, anti-villains, guitars, I don't know, anything's up for grabs. We're just going to be discussing it, talking it out. This is our dog, Luna, and I'm one of your co-hosts, Noah.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm the other Tyler.
So welcome to Two Tylers and Noah.
Yep. Before we get started, this is going to be probably on YouTube for video, but for audio listeners, we don't know exactly where this is being distributed yet.
Probably Spotify.
Spotify, Apple Music.
But we're going to try to find places
app.
just for you guys that will be listening. There is a video form, so go to YouTube to check us out if you really want to see us. It's not necessary.
YouTube.com/
I have a question.
Two Tylers and a Noah.
So, how are you guys doing? I mean, this is our first podcast. We filmed one.
We did.
This is the second podcast we filmed.
That podcast did not see the light of day.
Never ever.
It wasn't bad, but we had stuff.
One.
We had stuff to work on. We were testing. We putting our toe in the water.
Shake out the rug.
Exactly. And I think now we're a little bit more comfortable. It was actually under a different name then. It was. So we won't reveal that name because it doesn't matter. But how was your all's week? I mean, to give the audience a little bit who doesn't know us, we're seniors in college. Let's go in the real world. So we are college students.
We are.
So how was your all's past week been? Noah, how was your past week?
Well, Tyler, I'll tell you. I'll tell you how my past week's been.
Okay.
Honest with you, I do not remember my past week at all. I didn't know you were going to ask me that question.
I'll tell you how my past week's been. Tyler,
I'm not going to really tell you how my past week is.
No, I work so much. You know that I do.
Yeah.
You know, if you guys are listening, I work at the gym on our campus, and today alone, the day that we are filming and editing, the day that we're filming and recording this podcast, I worked 13 hours today alone.
Yeah.
And then slept through 2 of my classes. So
productive day.
As you can tell, work might be a little more important to me than grades.
Sure.
No, it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Go to class, kids.
How was your week?
And adults.
That's about Noah. My week.
Yeah. Let's go to the Two Tylers part of the podcast.
The most important part.
Yeah, the most important part.
Since I'm going to be the Noah, I feel like I should have the laptop.
This is my laptop.
Alrighty.
You can't have my laptop.
I don't want it anyways.
Okay, good.
My week's been pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, it's only Monday.
Yeah.
So,
What about like your past week?
Yeah, your past week. How was that? How was last week?
It's been pretty good. Pretty stressful. I was gonna say a photography minor. I've not declared a photography minor, but I do a lot with photo. And I'm in a large format class, and it's pretty stressful.
Mm-hmm.
It's film, so I do a lot in the dark room, but outside of that, I don't have a lot going on.
But you also spend a lot of time in a dark room in class too for your photography.
Oh,
yeah. Not just your.
The other day, I spent 6 hours in the dark room on one photo. So
that's crazy, but you like it. You enjoy it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You enjoy it, and that's always nice.
He also sleeps in a dark room, so the majority of his day was spent.
I was about to say he spends a lot of his day in a dark room.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's. Ugh. Me too, but that's just because I'm lonely and I just sit in my room.
That's just because I don't have anyone to love.
Yeah, that's just because I sit in my room by myself a lot. That was my past week, so that just sums up my past week. I just sat in a room.
You two sat in a dark room.
You were in a dark room too?
I also was in a dark room, but for no reason besides my own. So, no, I got to see my girlfriend this past weekend, which was nice.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, I got to see her. We live 2 hours away from each other. Yes. She might be on a podcast one day. I don't know. We might invite her. She'll sit right between you two.
Yeah. That'll be awkward.
2 Tylers and a Noah.
Yeah.
Plus Maddie.
Plus Maddie. Well, special guest.
We don't have to put
special guest
in our title.
There's other special guests that we could have too. I mean, we have 8 of these this season. There might be a season 2.
Are we gonna get Nick Offerman?
Nick Offerman.
I'm not gonna say.
Nick, if you're listening to this, which I doubt you are, but if you are, reach out to us, please.
Don Johnson, maybe?
I'm not going to say who we are, but you guys are very close.
I'm not Don Johnson.
But you guys are very close to who's going to maybe be on it. Anyway.
Oh, what? Do you actually have somebody planned?
No.
Oh.
I was just kidding.
I was like,
it's a little bit of mine.
It's a little bit bit that I'm throwing into the podcast.
Trying to throw a bit in.
I'm gonna lie to you guys.
Yeah, just straight up the lie. So I thought we would go into our first topic. We were filming this on February 10th, Monday. Yesterday was the Oscars. So, do you guys like the Oscars? Before we start trying to get into winners and stuff like that, do you guys even like it? Do you guys watch it?
I actually watched part of the Oscars last night.
Okay.
But they were doing all the boring awards, and so I got really bored. And I saw there was this girl that came out and sang, and she was wonderful. But,
really?
I kind of got sidetracked and just turned my laptop off.
Who was it?
I don't know her name.
Do you know what she sung?
No.
Can you sing a little bit?
No.
For us? Okay.
Noah, do you like the Oscars? Do you watch it?
I'll tell you what. Other Tyler. I don't have anything against the Oscars. For me personally, like, if you don't have like a good host, then an award show is just not fun to watch for me. So like, they had Kristen Wiig was the host last night, wasn't she? Was Kristen Wiig the host?
I actually have no idea. I didn't watch it,
Well,
so I don't know a
she
lot
was
about it.
She was giving out an award.
Oh, well, the one part that I saw with Tyler, Kristen Wiig was on the screen, and I'm not a huge Kristen Wiig fan. I respect her. I understand that a lot of people really like her and her work, but just me personally, I'm not a huge fan, and so I'm not gonna watch an award show that I thought she was hosting.
But she
and
wasn't.
Then it wasn't hosting.
Well,
I don't know. Award that is awkward. Award shows are hit or miss for me. Like,
Mhm.
I've watched the Oscars in the past and I've enjoyed it.
sure.
But
Yeah. I
I don't know.
actually don't like award shows
I watched
at
the
all.
Golden Globes
The Golden
with
Globes?
my mom, actually.
That sounds like a grand old fun time.
Well, it's odd because you don't know my mom very well.
No, I don't.
And especially the listeners. They don't know Penny at all.
Mm-mm.
But she's not a Ricky Gervais fan, and he hosted it.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought it was hilarious.
She
But
did
she,
not.
like, just sat there and watched it with me, though. I think she misses me. But
She was just trying to spend time with
like,
you?
Literally, like, I think
Miserable.
she misses me, but she just wanted to spend time with me.
Sure.
So she's like, I'll watch the Golden Globes with you now.
Sure.
Like, okay.
I'll tell you who's a good host.
Go ahead.
Neil Patrick Harris.
Neil Patrick Harris is a good
He's a good
host.
host.
Yeah.
He's
Very
hosted
good
the
host.
Tonys
He's just
several
a good
times.
man.
Yeah.
Just
Mm.
Solid guy.
Yeah, solid
Good
guy.
singer.
And
Good
yeah.
actor.
Good
Yeah.
family man.
Good
Yeah,
husband.
he's a good family, great family
Good husband,
man.
good father.
Yeah, good father.
So we've heard.
Seems
We
like
don't
it.
know him.
Yeah, seems like it from the
We
outside
don't know
looking
him
in.
personally,
Yeah.
but he seems like he's a good
Yeah.
daddy-o.
Yeah, he does.
Papa.
Well, I don't like award shows, actually. I don't like movies just getting awards. Like, this movie is the best of all of the other movies. I kind of don't like that. I think that many movies can be really good in that category. I don't think one should win. Doesn't matter. It's more for the fact of, like, hey, look, this person got an award. That's cool. It's more recognition, I guess. I'm just not the biggest fan of them. I don't like movies getting awards. I think movies, movies are movies, and I think many can be good at the same exact thing. Not one is better than the other, necessarily. So, doesn't matter, though. It happened. It always happens. It's like the 74th one or something like that.
Once a year
Really?
for 74 years.
Yeah, it's insane. I don't know the exact number, but
Whatever.
but what happened last night was Parasite won a ton of awards last night. I think 4 altogether.
Really?
4 altogether, and Parasite like absolutely destroyed the Oscars last night. And it's weird because it's a foreign film, and that's the most a foreign film has ever won, and that's insane. Have you guys seen Parasite? You haven't
No,
seen
I've
it?
not.
No, have you seen it?
You know I haven't.
I know you haven't. I just
You
wanted
have to ask
I
me
have
for
to
that.
ask you.
You know I have.
No,
I know you haven't. I know. You know what? If you said yes, I was going to be genuinely shocked. I didn't know the answer, but
I watch movies with subtitles. I'm gonna say I watch
Inglorious
films.
Bastards.
I was
The
about to say,
greatest
Subtitles.
foreign film of all
I
time.
was about to say, do you watch it with like 5 minutes of subtitles? Like there's a Russian scene and they're speaking Russian, and then the rest
No,
is
listen.
English.
He
like,
watched Stranger
He
Things
watched
season 3,
Yeah,
and
that's
he
exactly
considers
it.
that a foreign film.
Yeah,
because
he's
there's
like,
Russian in it.
yeah.
One of my favorite movies of all time is called Letters from Iwo Jima, and it's directed by Clint Eastwood. It's about the Japanese side of World War II, and the entire movie it takes place in Japanese. And love it. Also, this is an important film, but The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise, one of the only Tom Cruise movies that I like.
That's a
The majority of
fantastic
that movie
movie.
is in Japanese as well.
Yeah,
I almost said Japanese, but Japanese
I
as
just
well.
watched that movie recently for the very first time, and my gosh, that's a good film.
What, The Last Samurai?
The Last Samurai.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Man, that's a good
lot.
film. I just did not expect it to be
And I don't
as
like
good
Tom
as it was.
Cruise.
You don't.
I
mean, I
Tom
don't-
Cruise is overrated.
I don't like the whole Scientology of Tom Cruise.
Are we gonna
but
pass
I-
Scientology?
No,
first
no,
episode?
no. We're not
Are
going to
we
get into
getting
that. We're not
right
going to
now?
get into that now.
First
All right,
episode.
but
we're coming for you.
but I do.
I thought Tom Cruise left.
No, he's
No.
like the head, like the
Leah
head.
Remini
like-
left.
Yeah.
I know I'm.
I mean,
Okay.
that didn't happen, but
That
no,
did happen.
but no. Tom Cruise is still like
He's
like their
all
poster
in.
boy. Still.
Oh yeah, him and
Are we sure?
yes.
Yeah, I can. I mean, I could do
Can
a
we
little.
we'll
yeah,
we'll fact check.
yeah.
Check it. There.
Yeah, but you know what? I actually like Tom Cruise. I think he's a very good film actor. I think he really puts himself in the role, and he does a lot of his own stunts, and I really appreciate that. I don't think
you know who
enough
puts
people.
himself in the role?
Who?
Daniel Day-Lewis.
I
That
guess.
man puts himself.
I guess.
Nicole Kidman almost got Tom Cruise to leave Scientology. That's what it was.
Okay.
But
all right.
instead,
I
she-
thought I
Yeah,
heard
yeah.
something
Okay, I see.
about it.
I see it here. Yeah.
You know, Patrick Swayze considered joining Scientology in the 80s.
Who did?
Patrick Swayze.
Really?
Yeah, well, he's dead.
Yeah, is that why
what
he
would I
died?
do?
Cancer.
Oh,
So,
that's why I died.
Yeah.
that's why he
He
died.
was-
Because
He
because
died
they,
from-
they
Well, I didn't know.
join
I
Scientology.
actually didn't know
Hey,
why he
man,
died.
they're-
That's why I said. I said, is that why he died? Because he tried to leave Scientology. We're not getting
No, he
into the
didn't join.
Scientology.
All right,
No,
this has
okay,
become
okay.
a conspiracy podcast. We're no longer talking about
I did.
pop
I almost
culture.
talked to you guys about doing a crime podcast because it was so popular. I thought we would add some flavor to it, be really funny
We know
about
nothing
terrible
about
events,
crime.
making fun of
Say
awful
terrible
events.
and just
Just it's not an uncommon thing. There's many podcasts out there where they try to add a little humor. It's not so dark because once you start talking about topics like that,
Right.
get really heavy on you. But I've been really big in the crime stuff right now.
Oh, I know,
so,
we know.
Yeah.
you love Don't Have the Cats.
When I mentioned earlier that I was in my room alone in the dark, I'm usually watching a crime documentary. That's what I've been doing for the past 2 or 3 weeks. Watched a lot of good ones, but yeah. So what?
Are we still talking about movies? I have a topic I want to bring up.
Go
when we
ahead.
get off
No,
of
go ahead.
movies.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
We already got
Did
off
you
of it.
hear about what happened in the county that we're in? Can we say where we're at? Should we not?
No, yeah, that's fine.
All
I
right.
wouldn't say that's a bad thing.
Rowan County. Did
Yeah.
you hear? Did you hear what happened last night?
No, please inform
Did
us.
you hear?
No.
No, yes.
The police found 2 different human bodies, dead bodies,
Yeah.
in 2 different areas last night. They have no idea what happened.
Are they at
In
all?
Moorhead?
In Moorhead.
Are they
Or
at
Rowan
all
County?
connected?
They don't know. They don't know. They have no idea. They have no idea. In Moorhead, like one thing's in Clearfield or whatever. So technically not Moorhead, but Moorhead. And then the other is like on the way to Pops.
Whoa, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yes. One they're positive died from blunt force trauma to the head. So we're talking hammer, baseball bat, something. I don't know.
Murder.
Rick.
Murder, probably. I'm
Yeah,
thinking murder.
More than likely, but can't be. Someone could have hit him.
Could have been an
And then-
accident.
Yeah, could have been.
Could have.
But
Acorns
more than
do
likely, not.
And then the other, they found in a field in Clearfield.
How did that person?
They don't know.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
But I'm
Drugs.
thinking drugs, because heroin runs rampant. in
It
these
does. We are
parts.
in the Appalachian area, and
Yeah.
if anyone knows all about that area, it's very drug heavy.
Ooh.
But we're not in the heroin capital of the world. So
No, we're not.
Which is Huntington.
I thought you were going to say Houston. Because you're wrong.
Which is Huntington, West Virginia. Nothing against West Virginia. We can talk about that on a later date. Kentucky's better.
I'm doing a little research on your
Are
human
you?
remains, so
When
you
I
guys
looked
just
it
keep
up
going.
This morning, when I looked it up
I,
this morning, not much had been written about it, so more might be written about it. The thing one might have been a hit and run. I want to think that it was murder, and not just a hit and run until like they
Oh.
have all the facts.
I was like, what is murder?
like murder.
Actual murder.
Like
not
actual murder,
An accident.
not an accident murder, which is also called manslaughter.
Yes.
But that's the one that they found on the road to Pops. I'm pretty sure. but they know nothing about the one in Clearfield, from what I read this morning
Where did you read this?
on the news.
That tells me nothing.
What news
What,
site?
like Wave 3, like CBS, NBC, but like the Lexington branch.
Maybe KYT.
Okay, so here's a little bit. This is the Clearfield. I can't find anyone on the other one. Everyone's talking about the field one. No one's talking about the other one.
Everyone was talking about the road one,
See-
and none of them had written anything
I
about
see
the
a
field
lot
one.
of like the Clearfield one. This one says the coroner has actually identified the person.
Okay.
It is a 39-year-old Gary Lee Perry of Moorhead. Law enforcement was called blah blah blah. Let's see. We're told that Perry was reported missing on January 9th. So a whole month.
Oh, wow.
He was
He's
found a
been-
month later. He was found on February 9th. So he was found a month after he reported missing.
been gone
Perry's
for a
death
hot
is
minute.
still under investigation by Kentucky State Police and the coroner's office. So they just identified the person. But I'm not really seeing anything. Man found dead in road. Okay. So here's this one.
That was
Saturday night.
so. This was a few days ago.
Well, yeah, it was Saturday night, and then the guy was found
Into
at
Sunday.
2:30 Sunday, like a.m.
Morning.
Yeah, like.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is a 33-year-old Anthony Brian Nickel.
Yeah.
Died from blunt force trauma to the head. He was found by a driver around 8 p.m. Off of US 60. It's still under investigation. So they're that's weird. 8:30 and 2:30. I mean, but it doesn't seem like, because this one, it doesn't seem like this guy was missing. It just they
He
know
just
who
died.
it is, and he died. The other guy's been missing for a whole month.
Yeah.
But they could be. I guess they could be
It could be linked.
somehow
They could have been in
related.
cahoots.
Well,
together.
I mean, there could have been someone who kidnapped the one guy, killed him, and they just now found
he could have
him.
been. Okay, listen to this.
But that didn't say like.
I mean,
you
I'm
know.
speculating hardcore.
Yeah, this is not factual, by the
This
way.
is not fact, but now I'm making this up as I'm speaking. What if the one found on the road, blunt force trauma,
Yeah.
was one of the kidnappers of Perry? He let Perry go. Other kidnapper got pissed, killed him, the guy that let Perry go, and then found Perry in Clearfield, killed him in the field.
Your conspiracy theory hat is really on right now. Like
Oh,
it is.
yeah.
I think that maybe it's
While we're
just
talking about it,
a
we didn't land on the
coincidence,
moon.
maybe that two people were just found dead on the same night, kind of.
Moorhead doesn't get that action ever.
Well, that's why we kind of get it all like bunched up together. We never get action, and then it kind of just
It all
happens all at
explodes at
once.
once.
Yeah. Also, the one guy was missing for a month.
That's what I'm saying.
But he was found in a field. How many people go looking in fields all the time? It's in
It's the
February.
police's job if he was reported missing to look at fields.
It is. It is.
Who all looks in fields?
But
Well, the police.
Is this a field that he lived? Like, we have no information on it. This is a random field? Why would they go look in this random
Well,
field?
okay. But like you got people need to understand where we go to school. It's a very rural
Yeah.
community. People walk throughout their fields all the time.
Do they?
Unless yes,
I mean,
feel
do
like
they
do.
really?
What kind
My-
of field?
My
Yeah, okay.
grandpa does.
Like
Okay.
a crop field
Sure.
or just a field?
Both.
No.
Where was
This
it
where
found?
was he found?
Field.
I don't know. They don't say.
Yeah, they don't. They just said
Okay.
a field.
Just a
They
field.
they don't give
Field.
any information there. But I will say this. Sure, I understand that maybe farmers or people who have a lot of land will do that. In the summer, in the spring, it's February. It's
Yeah, but
cold
we had
as
some
crap.
pretty days. Are you serious? Cold as crap. It was like 60 the other day, and then the next day we got 3 inches of snow.
Yeah, I was just saying.
Kentucky weather's very confusing.
We have a lot of times where it is really
Did you say
cold.
3 feet of snow?
I said 3 inches. If I said 3 feet, I apologize.
Wasn't that severe?
I heard 3 inches. I thought I said 3 inches.
I don't know which side. I wasn't listening. I
But
heard
the 3
three.
feet could have come out. The viewers.
I'm
run it
just
back
saying.
and
I don't think it's. I
comment.
think it's. He hasn't been in that field for a month, but I don't think
No,
he's
he
been in
hasn't.
that field for a little bit.
We don't know.
I think there's no way that guy
If they
dropped
were
him
able
off.
to
Both of
identify
those
him,
bodies off the same
if
night.
he was in that field for a month,
We don't know that they're linked.
That's what I'm saying. They're not linked.
I
Oh, okay.
think.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think they are. I think this guy was missing for a month. He's been there for a bit, and they just now found him. This guy was dead
Listen,
and killed like last
Tyler,
night.
if he had been in that field dead for a month, they would not be able to identify him as fast as they did.
I'm not saying he was. I didn't say he was in there for a month. I don't think he was killed and dropped there last night.
How long do you think he's been there?
I would say up to at the most a week.
I don't know how
It has been-
works.
it is-
I-
it has
Identify someone a month after they died.
but they'll blow it up.
I'm
won't
saying it's been really
No,
cold.
not
I'm sure
necessarily.
that body has been somewhat reserved.
they? But it's been super wet and rainy too.
It has, but it's still been cold.
How do we know he's been outside this? Why?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I don't think
saying.
I don't think he's been
there.
I don't think he's been there for a month.
I don't think he's been there for a week.
I think he's been there for
I think
at
he
the
got
most a
dropped
week.
off.
I'm saying he wasn't dropped. Here's what I'm saying. I'm saying he wasn't dropped off last night with the same guy who was dropped off. Also, seems like in the middle of the road, he was dropped off in the middle of the road last night. I'm saying they're not linked.
The partner
There's no way.
shot him and ran off.
There's no gunshot.
The partner hit him.
There's no gun wound.
I just freaking blew open my whole case.
He figured it out. He cracked the code.
We went from Oscars to talking about dead people in fields.
We did.
Real quick.
Yeah, we did. Well, that's probably this
You
is-
said
this
no.
is
The way you transitioned was. Speaking of movies, there's a dead guy in a field.
He
No,
did. Yeah,
no,
he
no.
did.
I said I have a topic I want to talk about when we're done with movies.
And I say
And
go
I'll
ahead.
wait.
And I
And
just say go
Thomas
ahead
said-
because
Yeah, go ahead.
the Oscars, I mean, we basically, there's nothing really to talk about with the Oscars. Not too much.
Yeah, the Oscars. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they're just
okay.
like, the big thing that happened with the Oscars was Parasite and the director and everyone involved won a lot of awards. That's a really big deal for foreign filmmakers. Hopefully we get more because foreign films do need to be more recognized and not just Hollywood films. But that's just another
How
topic
many?
for
Do
another day.
you know how many? Once Upon a Time in Hollywood won?
I think only the one Brad Pitt supporting role.
Another one,
Did
production.
it win another? I don't know. I haven't
What about
really
Joker?
looked.
Did Joker win
production
anything? You know?
design.
Joker, I know Walking Phoenix won
Best actor.
Best Actor for that movie.
I mean,
He deserved it. It was. Have you guys seen that one?
No.
no.
I would really
We're
recommend it.
slacking on that.
Yeah, I mean, you both are really big DC fans.
I'm
So-
not really big, but
Yeah, I mean,
I am.
I would say
yeah,
that you like
I
DC.
like DC. Yeah.
I mean, I like
Um,
DC more than Marvel.
yeah,
I said it.
it-
Marvel makes better movies. I understand that, but just the characters.
And I know he really likes DC, and you
Yeah.
you love Batman,
Well, Batman has nothing to do with the Joker.
but it's his.
I
It's his
wouldn't say
arch,
he has
it's his
nothing
arch
to do
nemesis.
with the
It's
Joker.
it's literally, and not to spoil anything, but Bruce Wayne is in the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a little kid.
I did not know that.
And he's got a little cameo in there. Thomas Wayne's a big part of the movie too.
Oh, really? Did I
Yes.
tell you? Did I ever tell you my theory about Joker without ever seeing Joker?
Go ahead, I'll tell you if you're wrong or right.
What if?
What
What
if
I'm
it's
saying
right?
is,
I won't say if it's right.
you do this. You go. I don't know.
I will. You know me. I
maybe."
won't tell you if you're wrong or right, but I'll just be like, I do want to hear what you
No,
have
I
to
just
say.
came up
though.
with this theory that Joaquin Phoenix is like calls himself the Joker. Blah blah blah. He dies or goes to a mental institution. I don't know how the movie ends.
Yep.
But later, because obviously the Joker is around, I would say around Batman's age, give or take around 10 years. But he's not a middle-aged man when Bruce Wayne is a child. I
Okay.
think it's very clear.
Okay.
Though very little is known about the Joker. But what I came up with, like what I thought would be cool, is if like they maybe wanted to introduce the Joker later, you know,
Mhm.
on in their universe that doesn't have anything to do with each other now, because DC's odd.
Mm-hmm.
They could base their Joker on being like someone who heard about this guy and like wanted to like base who he is off of what
Sure.
this guy did.
So what? What Gotham does with its Joker? Because
Yeah.
that's what Gotham did with its Joker.
Oh, really? I never
Is
saw the show
there was
Gotham.
Jerome. He was basically the Joker, but then he died, and then he got inspiration. I actually don't like that idea of an inspiration.
No, I get that.
I like the Joker, but it's the reason I did not like the idea of a Joker solo film. It's because I was like, I don't want to know who the Joker is.
Yeah.
Kind of don't. The movie does a good job of kind of playing with that.
Well, that's
idea.
what makes the Joker so. I mean, I feel like such a great villain is because we know so little about him.
But people forget. People like Jack Nicholson's, and he had a very clear backstory. He was a gangster.
Sure.
He had a name,
Well,
And
The original
then he filmed,
Joker,
you know.
The original Joker has like the same backstory as Jack Nicholson's without a name.
Yeah.
Like he's just the original Joker when they introduced him. He was just this jewelry thief called the Red Hood.
Yeah.
And he fell into the vat of chemicals like Jack Nicholson
Mm-hmm.
did, and stained him white. We gave him green hair and made him crazy, which is fun and interesting. But I like the fact of not knowing his name, I guess, or not knowing what drove him to steal, or not knowing why he did what he did to begin with.
I think Christopher Nolan and Heath Ledger kind of blew out what the Joker should be.
Yeah,
I think at this point, like I don't now I kind of don't like the chemical falling in the chemical thing. I could kind of like him just being a very
like
mentally unstable guy.
So yeah.
No, yeah, that's I just like this new take on him that a lot. I mean, I know comics still now are doing the chemical and Suicide Squad. Actually, the DCEU is still going very much the chemical route. Yeah, and Suicide Squad they showed. He did it to Harley, which that's a whole other Joker I don't really want to talk about because I didn't like Jared.
He's a good actor, but that Joker is just not good.
He just was like this dirty gangster Joker, and I didn't.
Almost.
Yeah, and he was a pimp, and I didn't like that Joker at all.
And like, I'm not against Joker having tattoos. If you want to like,
I guess it's
Joker,
fine.
It's cool, whatever. But just like the smile tattoo on his hand. I'm just like, that's stupid.
I've always hated the damaged. Always hated it. That's the one tattoo. They took it away, like the ha-ha. I thought that was cool. Ha-ha. Yeah, the ha-ha. But I did, it was fine, whatever. But I don't know. That Joker is really weird, and I just didn't...
they hyped it up so much, and then he was in maybe 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
But they filmed a lot more scenes with him, but they just didn't put him in it.
And they released an extended cut with the Blu-ray.
Really?
And I've never seen
Exclusive scenes.
Yeah.
Well, I know Jared Leto got pissed because
he got cut out
in the movie. Which I can understand as an actor, you put in this hard work,
right?
And then...
An embarrassing thing about the Suicide Squad with me is, back in 2016, I still am really big into superhero films, but I was probably even more into them then. I kept up with all the news. Kind of spoiler-ish, too. I would look at spoilers, too, before I saw the movie. I don't now.
So have you calm down?
I know, right? A little bit.
Coming from someone who loves spoilers.
No, not spoilers.
No, just like I do keep up with news.
Superhero man.
Well, I do keep up with the news. Like everything news related with Marvel, I do keep up with, and DC. But I don't like tell everyone. But when Suicide Squad was about to come out, I was telling everyone that Joker's gonna be the main villain. He takes over the city, and he's the Suicide Squad's gonna have to take him down. And everyone was like getting super hyped because I was explaining this to him. And I went and saw the movie. And I saw I was very disappointed because what I had hyped up in my head was way better than what I thought the movie was going to be.
Than what you got.
Yeah, than what I got. And then I was really embarrassed. I was like, I have told, I don't know how many people that that the Joker was the main villain. And he's actually in 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
And I was really embarrassed. I kind of didn't want anyone to bring that up to me. No one really did. But I was really embarrassed. I was actually embarrassed about it. No, I know you would have.
Yeah. Hey Tyler, what's that for the Joker?
I possibly could have told you about it. It's just one of those things you might have just forgot. But I think I told a lot of people. Yeah, but it's one of those things that when you say something and you think you know a lot about it, and really you don't. There's always about my Braveheart. I always used to say. And I was like, "What's a fun film fact?" I would always say, "Braveheart was filmed in 3 weeks." And everyone's like, "Whoa, that is it." I was like, "Yep, that's a cool film fact I know." And then one day I learned that wasn't true, and I was so embarrassed.
Where did you get that from?
I was about to say, Braveheart is such an extensive movie.
No, I know. That's why I thought it was so impressive.
3 weeks? Oh my god!
I heard it from Funhouse.
Funhouse, yes.
Yeah, and
another podcast.
Yeah, one guy was always said it, and I was always like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, that's a really cool." I never did research. I should have looked it up. I should have looked it up. And one day I learned that it took 6 months, like a regular movie.
Yeah. It is, however, on Braveheart, it is wildly inaccurate. It is
often, oh yeah, I've never seen the movie, but
it's an amazing movie. I love the movie. Mel Gibson's a great actor. Now, love you, but
he's definitely not watching us.
But
I'm not even watching this.
Yeah, you definitely won't even watch this.
I'll watch this.
Tyler won't. The only reason I'll watch it is I have to edit it.
It is wildly inaccurate, though. Like, its portrayal of William Wallace and, like, the historical side of it is crazy.
George Washington.
Mm-hmm. Abraham Lincoln.
Years later, boys. Also, wrong country. And not only wrong country, wrong continent.
Oh, I forgot it's in
It's in Mexico.
Lithuania.
So, what other...
So, Marvel fans, since we're talking about kind of like superheroes right now, Marvel fans are kind of freaking out because there's, do you guys hear about Doctor Strange 2?
Tony Stark's coming back.
No, Doctor Strange in the...
It got a director?
Oh, in the Multiverse of Madness, it lost its director.
I know, yeah.
Did you know about that? It
Joss Whedon left?
Joss Whedon wasn't the director. It was Scott Derrickson. Scott Derrickson did the first one. He's a very horror film guy. He's done a lot of horror films.
He directed Doctor Strange?
He did the first Doctor Strange.
That's not a horror film at all.
No, but he's very...
That's what he's known for.
Yeah, it's what he's known
really?
for.
Okay. So
well,
they were planning to do a horror film, probably.
People were very excited for the second one because they confirmed that it's gonna have scary elements.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he dropped out of the film. So now Marvel fans are freaking out because who's in talks to do this new one? Sam Raimi of the first 3 Spider-Man movies is in talks to direct this second.
Tobey Maguire?
Yeah, like he directed those 3 movies.
I'm sold.
And he's in talks right now to direct Doctor Strange into the Multiverse of Madness.
I'm sold. I'll go
He's
see
actually
that
had
one
a
with you.
little bit of experience with horror films. With the newest movie,
I mean,
Crawl.
Spider-Man 3.
Well, Spider-Man 3.
Scared
It was
the crap
very
out of
scary,
me.
very scary. But
Crawl, yeah.
Crawl
With
that
the
just came
alligator.
out. Grudge.
Crocodile,
He did
whatever
the
it
old
was.
Grudge.
Oh, really?
That was like some of his first
I
films.
didn't know that.
Old Grudge. So he has definitely some experience with that. Now, they have confirmed this isn't a horror film. It's just going to have scary elements.
Right.
Because the main villain is rumored to be Nightmare, which is like a really scary guy. But what so he's in talks to do it. People are kind of freaking out because there's the possibility that he'll bring in Tobey Maguire and like because it's a multiverse. So there is the possibility that he'll work something in. I
Yes.
don't think that'll happen. I really don't. There is a I guess, you know what? I didn't think they'd bring back J.K. Simmons. So,
And they did.
I can't really... They kind of, they did that. So I was like, you know what? I guess they can do anything. There's yeah.
I'm sorry, you go
No,
ahead.
that's fine. I was just going to say that... Have you guys seen the Morbius trailer?
I was about to bring that up.
Yeah.
Were you?
Yes.
What
seen it.
What a weird thing.
You've seen the movie or the trailer?
The
The
trailer.
trailer.
The movie's not out.
That's what I'm saying, sure.
I mean, isn't that a weird... Because there's one thing in there where it's Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, like a poster, but it says murder on it. So it's like referencing Far From Home, but it's Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. And it's really,
true.
it's really weird. And obviously the whole Michael Keaton shows up, Vulture shows up at the end of the trailer, and people are like, is this in the MCU or is this because this is the Sony Spideyverse or whatever that they're building.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, they're making their own little Spider-Man universe without Spider-Man. So Venom was the first one, and because they're going to do all their villains. So
Are they going to throw
Without-
Tobey Maguire in a Spider-Man?
well, I was
If they
wondering.
brought Tobey Maguire back for a Spider-Man movie.
It gets me curious because
they
like.
could get me on that.
Well,
on that
they're
trailer.
bringing in Michael Keaton, so like, are they
Tobey
being like,
Maguire's a
so they're
little
forcing
old now.
themselves into MCU?
So they own Vulture, and they let Marvel rent him, basically.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but like,
Marvel's doing with Spider-Man.
but like that's kind of messes up everything. Like if
Sony don't care.
MCU doesn't really want, I just don't understand how that's even possible. But you know what? I'll watch it. I wasn't gonna watch it when Michael Keaton showed up. I was like, okay, I'll watch it because there's a
just thought-
possibility it's in the
I was gonna
MCU.
watch it.
You know what? I actually didn't mind Venom. I didn't hate Venom. I didn't necessarily love Venom, but I didn't mind it. It was fine.
Topher Grace.
It was fine. You want Topher Grace?
We need.
Tom Hardy was
We don't
absolutely.
want Topher Grace. We
need
need
him. We
Topher
do
Grace.
need Topher Grace.
It's good.
You know what? Any Topher Grace, honestly, I'm fine with. I actually really like Topher Grace. Honestly,
As Eddie Brock.
No,
Or
just
just in
as an
general?
actor. I mean, I don't think
As
if
an actor.
he was Eddie Brock again, I don't think he'd play it as Goofy. It was kind of that era of superhero
Yeah.
films where it was campy.
The entire
Yeah.
movie of Spider-Man 3.
Three,
was
all three
goofy.
Spider-Man, except the emo Peter
He
Parker.
goes,
Oh, we know.
All three movies are very, just.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen them in forever.
I mean, I've seen them recently, and they're just. I mean, I love
They
First two
it.
was
well,
good. Second
be
one's the
honest.
best.
Second one still is the best.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't hate the third one when I went back and rewatched it. Actually,
I
didn't
I
mind
still
it.
to this day don't.
Yeah,
hate the
I actually
third
I-
didn't mind it.
I really like. Honestly, I loved it then, and I'm sure I would love it then. Now,
The only thing I really just don't like and want to skip every time is the just his
Yeah.
emo phase or whatever. That's the only kind of bad part of the film. Besides that, I don't think it's that overcluded.
I really
Maybe
like
because we have
Sandman.
Endgame. But
Yeah.
that movie is so overcluded that movie's small time now. But
I really liked Sandman in that movie.
yeah, I think he was fine.
When I was
I mean, he
younger,
wasn't
obviously I
needed.
haven't seen it forever.
Yeah.
So.
He wasn't needed. You could have had Venom and Green Goblin,
yeah.
Oh, 100%.
and that would have been a perfectly fine movie.
Oh yeah.
But he was there.
I really
you
like
know,
Sandman.
can't really
Green
complain about it.
Goblin.
Yeah, New Goblin, I think is what they
Kind
call
of,
him. They don't even call him Green Goblin. But oh man, his Harry was great.
Yes.
Nah, his Harry was a good one. And then there was the other guys in the Amazing Spider-Man, which had just
Andrew from the
Chronicle movie. Yeah,
Chronicle.
yeah. It's I didn't necessarily like his.
Andrew Garfield.
No.
What are we talking
Oh,
about?
the guy who played
I never
Harry.
saw
guy
the
who
middle
plays-
Spider-Man.
Oh, you
I
didn't.
never
you didn't
ever saw. I saw Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and then Tom Holland's
Holland's.
Spider-Man.
You
I never saw Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man.
Really, they're not bad. I don't think they're terrible. I
I
actually
think
really
they're
like.
awful.
I really like Electro. Actually,
You
I
think
think
they're
he's
awful?
the worst villain.
Really, I actually
in
like
any
Electro.
Spider-Man movie ever.
I
Isn't
like
Jamie
Electro.
Foxx Electro?
Yeah, I liked
He's such a
him.
great actor.
But it's not Electro.
It's
No.
Django.
It's the Ultimates version.
Django.
He's-
Django Unchained.
That's the only role he'll ever play from now on. Is Django.
No, he's very good in Baby Driver.
He's very good in Baby
Baby
Driver.
Driver's
I
just
never
an
saw
excellent
Baby
film.
Driver.
That's a movie you definitely need to see.
I've heard it's great.
Top
Like,
50 movies of all time.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
You're making that
The only
claim?
thing,
Yes.
that brings it down is Kevin Spacey's in it.
Ooh,
Because of his allegations.
allegedly that are maybe true.
Absolutely, there's no way I'm always like, oh, allegations. That one's true for the fact of he makes
Those two videos.
murder videos on the internet without murdering anyone. He
Next time.
alludes to killing people.
Next time
Alludes
someone's
to
mean to you,
for the meme.
kill him with kindness.
He doesn't seem like a man who would do it for the meme.
He's a memer.
I genuinely
No.
think he might be insane.
Yes, I agree.
I
That's-
think he's gotten too,
Or-
I think he's gotten too into his House of Cards character,
No.
and he's never left.
Hold on.
it.
He might not be insane. He might just be a really big troll.
I really doubt
He's
it.
trolling everyone.
I really.
He's committed to it.
He's
to
so
where-
committed.
so that he can't back out.
He doesn't even care if at this point he gets committed. He wants to be that big of a troll.
Yeah, so he actually kills people
His-
for the jokes,
his
for the
press-
memes.
His press agent.
Hey, if
like,
it's a good meme.
his press agent's like, Kevin, it's not working out. I really think we should back off. He's like, no, I've gone in.
He's like,
No,
I'm already in
I
too
need to-
deep.
I need to-
I've already murdered 2 people. I can't back out now.
He's like, I need to diddle more kids and kill more people. So he just he's all in.
so
That's the only bad part about that film.
Kevin
But
Spacey's my name and diddling kids is my game. You know what they say.
that's now I wanted to make a third video, and that's what he says in it.
Yes.
Kevin
And then-
Spacey is my name.
When are we getting our Kevin Spacey documentary?
Ooh, that'd be. I can't. I would
When
watch
is-
that in a heartbeat.
Why don't you do that?
You want
wanna
me
make a
to call
documentary.
up Kevin Spacey
You
and be
know
like, "Hey,
what's
man, I'm a student that's in Kentucky or whatever."
No, just say you go to UCLA.
Just lie.
That's a big film school, isn't it? Does UCLA have a big film program?
Couldn't tell you honestly.
I
Yes,
genuinely
Okay.
don't know. That's what I thought,
Yeah.
though.
They could look it up.
Oh,
If
you
I was
think he's gonna
enrolled-
look it up?
Yeah, if someone wanted to be around him doing a documentary, he kills people for a living.
For a living?
So he does that.
He gets
What's
paid.
what's the last movie he's been in? Baby Driver. That's it. That was 2016.
And
he
it
is
was
not
released-
2017.
It was
He's-
released after the allegations, wasn't it, or right before?
It
You
was-
looked it up.
No. It was released, and then he had his allegations happen. So it was like a few months after.
Okay.
He doesn't get paid to kill people now.
Well, he pays people to kill people. Probably he doesn't probably do it himself. There's no way he gets his hands.
He probably like pays people to put him on the edge, and then he goes and finishes the job.
No.
You don't
He
think so?
he sits in his little weird by his campfire that he shows in his videos
With his favorite children.
With his favorite children all around him, and he goes, "Hold on,
All right,
kids.
kids.
And then he goes and says, "Kill them," and then he hangs up the phone, and then he goes and diddles them.
Sitting around a campfire.
Sitting around the campfire. I hate his sneeze. I'll be in my
gonna get
room
edited
and I'll hear.
I think you should keep it.
That should be the beginning of the podcast.
Welcome to Two Tyler's and a Noah.
Here's what I'll do. I'm in my room. It's pretty quiet throughout the apartment, and then all of a sudden I hear. That's all I hear, and I go. All I do is I think about it to myself, and I say, Tyler, just close your mouth.
I can't
put
sneeze
an
with
arm
my
over-
mouth closed. You did. You didn't like cover it up at all.
No,
You
here's what he
straight
does, and he
just
sneezes, and he goes, and he just sneezes out. No one, I can't believe we don't
I
get
hate
more
sneezing.
sick.
Sneezing is my least favorite thing on the earth. So I just let my rage out as I'm doing it.
When you sneeze though, you usually do like 2 or 3 in a row.
I know.
Like
4.
4 or 5.
3 or 4. No, 3 or
7.
4. Okay.
Okay.
It is usually not one. That's actually pretty rare.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
That was really loud though.
It's not yours, baby.
Leave it. Come here.
It's not yours.
So yeah, so we really got off topic there.
Are you
Talking
gonna
about
edit all
Kevin's-
of that out?
No, I'm leaving it in.
Okay.
Come on, why not?
I'm just
We'll talk
being-
about Kevin Spacey diddling kids, but now we're gonna get off of the
They
topic.
diddling
This is
kids.
these 3 guys / Tyler, and Noah.
You just gave our first name.
We
Oh
already
no,
said
our
that.
second name. That's our second name.
Yeah!
We said we weren't gonna disclose it.
No, we didn't.
Cut
we
it
said
out.
we wouldn't disclose
Cut
the
it out.
first one.
That's-
name.
that's
Yeah.
true. Cut
Which
it out.
is none of your business.
Tyler, cut it out.
These 3 guys. Tyler, and Noah.
2 Tylers and
That's
a
the
Noah.
whole thing. These 3 guys, Tyler, and Noah.
Oh, the Full House.
I never watched Full House.
Then you
never
don't get the
watched
right to
Full
do
House?
that.
Yeah.
Ever do that again, and we're slapping you.
Ooh.
Where at?
Crotch. Because that's where it hurts most.
You know, we should play a game. Not now, but I'm saying throughout the season.
Slap crotch?
We'll never play Slap Crotch with you guys. But we should do. We should.
Never play Slap
Yeah, as if it's a real
That's what he
game.
just said.
Tyler would make it. Tyler would make it a real game.
That's not a game that we
I want to disclose to the audience they play it all the time in their apartment. And I've never participated. No, we should do like a slap bet thing. Maybe sometimes, maybe one week we'll have like something's gonna happen. We're gonna slap bet on it. Next week we get the results, and the person slaps them. But we talked about games before, doing it on the podcast.
Yep.
Because we're reaching the end of the podcast, but we've talked about doing games.
I like it.
And this is just the first one, so we're just going to talk for this one and
Do
everything.
we want to...
But
Let's just make a bet right
Let's
now.
poll the audience, see what they think.
poll the audience.
Yeah.
The 2 people that are going to watch Noah's one of them.
And your mom's
And my
the other.
mom's the other one.
But if they have something that they would like to see us do, you can just leave a comment below.
That's true.
And we'll
Like,
see
follow,
about adding that to the podcast. Because there's really no formula, as you can see. We're kind of just winging it.
Yeah, we just gotta
Just
do.
in charge.
Yeah,
If
and
there's something people
Yeah.
would like to see, then we're all for it.
yeah, we did talk about that one game.
What one game?
In game,
I don't want to spoil it now because we might never do it. And I don't want to tease.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
the kissing
No,
booth.
the
Tease them.
Star Wars game.
Wait, what?
Star Wars Planet game.
You made that up.
Oh, shoot!
Yeah.
Yes!
Which
I'm
would
so
be a
down.
really fun one if we put more time into.
Oh, we would have to plan
Noah's
that
gonna
one
clip
out.
the microphone every single time.
He will.
I'm gonna what?
It went all the way up on mine.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm sorry.
it's fine. But
This is not
it's something. It's something I'll have to do probably because I'll recognize more of the names than you guys will. But it'll be fun. Stop. I'll,
Star Wars Planet or African Nation. That'd be a good game.
That's what we were just talking about. That's what we were just. That's the one we were just talking about. I said I didn't want to say it. You were like, "Hey, that would be a good game." We talked about this. You came up with the game.
Yeah, I
You came up with the game.
Star Wars Planet, African
But yes, games like that. You guys talked about sports terms or not sports terms, and trying to say a term, and I have to guess if it's for sports or not.
Yeah, that would be good.
Because I don't know sports.
You can just bleep out what I said.
Yeah, there you go, easy.
Yeah.
Or just cut it all together. Cut this whole conversation out.
That's true too.
So I'll use that as the bleep noise.
Please don't.
Oh, please do. Please. Do you want me? How do you want the bleep to go?
I want it.
Or a regular beep. I can get.
You can get one off of YouTube.
No, we don't need you. We can edit the sound.
No, go back to your room.
You are not the Foley artist for this podcast.
Yeah. What's it called? Two Tylers and Noah.
Yeah.
That's how it's pronounced.
And
Tylers.
Noah.
And
It's not just and Noah. It's and a Noah. Two Tylers and a Noah.
And a Noah. It's kind of like that. It's not
Two
like
Tylers and a Noah.
and a Noah. That's how it's pronounced, just so the audience
just
knows.
so the audience is aware.
Genuinely
Yeah.
hope you don't edit this out so the audience can see.
Oh, this is not edited out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the audience can see how you two treat me. Like I'm a bag of dung.
We should talk about how you always claim that me and Tyler gang up on
I
you.
don't claim it. It happens. They just witnessed it.
No. We don't gang up on you. Most of the time, here's what happens. You two argue.
And then you take his side.
Most of the time, I agree
You
with
take
him.
his side.
I
I'm
agree
sorry.
with him. And most of the time, I agree with him.
Bust the mics, and I don't want to do that.
Most of the time, I agree with him, not you. And so, but you then take it as it's just us two ganging up. But you ask for my opinion. I'll hear knock, knock, knock. Hey, have a little input on this conversation. I'll go, Tyler's right, and you'll be like, you guys are ganging up on me.
Because Noah overreacts
I
to everything.
overreact to
He does.
a lot
See, look
of
at that.
things. And that's why you do it. Because you just want to.
He doesn't just agree with me because he wants to not agree with you.
Yes, he does.
He just
I
happens
would
to
say
agree with me.
80% of the time.
I
That's why.
have admitted.
On occasion.
I have admitted before, not 80%. I have admitted before that sometimes I will agree with Tyler just to see you get very upset because I think it's really funny.
Because I just get flustered so easily.
You do overreact way
and
too
just
much.
let it ruin my day.
Yeah, like the other day, this thing happened and
Oh
you
my
just
gosh,
you blew up
runs.
about, like, literally he was depressed for the rest of the day. And I was like,
I'm not depressed for
how
the
was
rest
your
of the
rest of
day."
your day? And he was like, oh, it was
It
good.
doesn't even matter.
Yeah, he was like, oh, it was really good actually. I had a really good
Thursday
day.
or Friday?
It was Thursday. Yeah, it was the day before the snow day. Because I stayed in.
Yeah, he left.
Yeah.
Friday.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I stayed in all day that day because I don't have anything. And
You know what? I had a good day before. Then that thing happened, which we can disclose on a later podcast
Or not.
if we remember, and if we want to start calling people out.
We're not going to start gossiping on this podcast.
No, there's
It's
no
not a
gossip.
gossip.
Not
Well,
about
it's not
anyone.
a gossip. That's what happened. It's truth.
We're not talking about
It's
anyone.
talking about someone behind their back.
Yeah.
Whatever. But
they can watch it easily. I was
They
talking
could.
about us. So we're not doing that.
So, anyways, this thing happened. I had a great day. This thing happened, made me pissed. I got more pissed than I should have gotten, and I said that while I was being pissed. So I knew I was getting more pissed than I should have gotten. But then I had a good rest of the day too.
nice.
It just took like
That was 11 o'clock.
I had a good rest of the night.
Because you went and ate at 11 o'clock. But something, just some context for Noah and how he can get upset. One day we went to Taco Bell and his card didn't work. And he was pissed the rest of the day.
No,
Just-
Walmart
No, it was Taco Bell.
and Walmart. It's happened at Walmart before too.
Yeah, but when I was
Two
there,
times.
But
We went-
listen,
we went
listen.
to-
I got pissed because I didn't have I had money in my account. I knew that I had money in my bank account, and it was saying it like it wouldn't run, and it pissed me off.
and he
I'm
was sad
just-
the rest of the day.
I was.
You
Listen.
just let things get
I
under your
just
skin.
let things get under my skin so easily.
Yeah, you do. Just cheer up, buddy.
I'll get under that skin if you know what I
I
mean.
wish.
We have to say, we are in this major where we make videos and
Yeah.
stuff like that. We're very much around a camera all the time. Noah is not. So this is all kind of new to for Noah.
I
and
mean,
stuff.
I like making a fool of myself, but on
That's-
my own
yeah, that's
terms.
not new.
On my own terms.
Yeah, that's not new.
No. That's.
But in front of a lot of people, which isn't a lot of people,
Yeah.
because we don't know how many viewers we're actually
At
gonna
least 600, but probably less.
have. At least 600.
No, I'm gonna blow this up on my Instagram. All 200 of my followers.
Oh gosh! Hello, 200 followers of Noah. If you
really
even
only
made it
have
this
200
far,
followers?
we are at
No, I have more than that.
We are at the end of the podcast. They probably did not make it this far.
hope they did.
They dropped out after we started talking about murders in Round County.
That's what got them hooked. They were about to drop out because
Fine,
we were
the
going to
Kevin
talk about
Spacey stuff.
we were going to talk about the
Kevin-
Oscars.
Kevin
And so-
Spacey might have made the dropout. If you've made it through that, thank you. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, I've already dropped out.
Yeah, Mom's gonna be like, couldn't make it past the Kevin Spacey stuff.
But it's really, this is a podcast you can listen to on the way to work, on your morning commute.
Yeah. Well,
You don't have to watch us.
No. Well, we kind of want to make it, and that was our goal when we made this. Was just we're three friends, and we just like to talk because we do this a lot. Sometimes on the weekends we stay up really late just talking.
To the wee hours of the morning.
It's really late. Eventually, one of us has to go. Wow, we need to go to bed, and we finally go to bed. We just kind of wanted the idea of three friends hanging out and talking. That's the idea of this podcast, and we want them to feel like they're hanging out and talking to us. So if you feel like that, then we succeeded.
Just feel like you're coming down, sitting on this couch right here in between me and Noah. You can imagine yourself
As long as Luna's not
sitting
there.
I would hope, as a guest in our home, we would let a human being sit on this couch before Luna.
Sit on the floor.
Oh, I mean,
Sorry, our dog's here. Sit on the floor, please.
no, that's not what I'm saying.
Also,
I
I have
them.
a whole couch. I don't need this much room.
I don't want them. What I'm saying is, obviously they would get the couch. I just would like them to move Luna first. I don't want them to sit
That is
on
not what
Luna.
you said.
No, that's not how.
Or what you
As
saw.
long as
but now-
Luna's not sitting
Now
there.
that we called you out.
I mean,
But
fine.
before I was interrupted,
Sorry.
Yes.
I just want you all to know that you're welcome right here. And as you're listening, maybe watching, hopefully watching, but listening is fine too, that you can just imagine yourself right here on this couch, right next to me and Noah. And then you can glance at Tyler every now and then. But
I often do.
Yes, he does. It makes me.
it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a ride. And I really am excited to see what this podcast entails.
Mhm.
I mean, I think there's going to be some good conversations, some hefty topics and some not so hefty topics.
And some-
Obviously, we'll go anywhere from the Oscars to Murder in a Field and
This
to Kevin
podcast is a
Spacey.
very good example of what the rest are going to be like. We were all over the
100%.
place.
Well, that's
And
also
That's
what you said.
yeah. That's what we wanted.
It's
That's
our
what we do.
conversations.
It's
It's
exactly
what we do.
It's exactly what we do. Like the other night, we were talking last Saturday night, and we were on some heavy stuff.
We were
got-
talking. Me and Maddie.
Okay, you and my girlfriend were talking, and I was not really contributing because I didn't want to.
If you were on your phone.
I didn't want to. You guys were talking about some heavy stuff.
You were.
You got off of the heavy stuff, and somehow we got back onto that. I was then into it. When they got off the heavy stuff, I was in it, put my phone down. They got onto the heavy stuff again. Phone came out. But that's kind of like what this podcast is we always, like we do in our real
I
life.
don't know
is
how
we
we got onto the heavy stuff. It just happened.
It
Maddie
just
was in a mood to
happened.
talk about
Maddie
heavy
was
stuff.
in a mood to talk about it, but you know what? It happens. So you were too, because you were
I
you
was
were into
right in the
it.
thick of it.
I just wasn't. We also had a little bit to drink that night, and I just was not. I just was not in the right mind to think about it. But so
Sadly, I was gone
sadly, you were gone. You were out of town. But
on a business trip.
are you gonna be home in like 2 weekends? For now.
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maddie's coming out.
Okay.
So if we're all here.
Aw.
Well,
Even
film
though
a
we're
podcast.
celebrating, we could film a
With
podcast.
Maddie.
We actually could. She could be in the next one. If she wants to. She says she wants to be here while we film one, but I might talk her into actually being involved. We'll see. She probably won't.
She doesn't have to be like. She doesn't have to sit down the whole time.
No, she could just come in, talk a little bit.
Grab us some snacks and some drink.
Hey!
Maddie, I'm thirsty.
I don't know about you, audience, but I actually think it would be a cool idea if we like ordered a whole bunch of McDonald's and like did a challenge
That's true.
or something like
That
that
would
during
be-
the entire podcast.
Like again, one of those games that we
Yeah.
could play where we could involve the slap bets and it'd be really fun.
Grand
That's a
old
really
club.
good idea. Hopefully, because we are releasing this every other week. I just want to inform everyone.
As of now.
This usually we film this on a Monday, and we're gonna try to get it out on a Friday, and then 2 weeks from then, another one will be out. That's the plan. If anything changes,
We'll let you know.
Yeah, we'll inform everyone. But that is the plan as of right now. we're filming this on Monday. This Friday is released, so you guys are seeing that now. And we have 8. We are like doing 8 episodes. That is the plan. We're gonna do
Friday
8.
the 17th.
Yes, that's when it should be released. No, not the 17th, the 14th, because it's Valentine's Day. This will actually be released Valentine's Day. We didn't talk anything about Valentine's Day, but this will be released on Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Hope you guys, found
When you're
some-
making love, you can listen to this podcast and it'll soothe the soul.
Yes. Yes, it will. But
I've been told I have a very calming voice.
You do.
A very soothing voice. And so here's a message for all the ladies out there. I just want you all to know that you're lovely. Whether you have a man or not, I know that you are great. And I know that one day a man will come and he will sweep you off your feet. But right now, just be with all your gal pals,
yeah.
Valentine's Day.
And if you do have a man, have a great time. Whether you're getting freaky in the sheets or getting freaky on the streets, if you know what I mean. I just want you all to know that I'm here for you. And if you ever need anything.
Wow. Wow. I think we should end it there. I mean,
With that, let's end it.
we're at the time. Just want to inform people that the schedule of everything, Tyler ended us on a very good note.
Alrighty.
I do want to say, we're doing 8 episodes. That is the plan, what we're going to be doing. We are, this is like a season 1. We are graduating by the time the 8th episode is going to be coming out. Maybe we'll get together and do like a season 2 maybe one day.
Season 2 could happen.
It could still, season 2 could happen. We're just going to take a bit of a
Our
break because we are going our
futures-
separate ways.
Our futures are kind of murky right now.
Yeah, not determined at the
Not
moment.
determined at the
So
moment.
we
I
just
will be in America.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
So season 2 could happen eventually. We don't know. I mean, maybe we'll get together and do a second season. If people really like it, why not? You
If
know,
this blows up,
if this blows up, we could always do like a FaceTime, like a Skype podcast where we film ourselves individually and talk over Skype.
or
It
we
could
could
happen.
just become an audio podcast.
Sure, we could just become audio. This could just be a video season 1 type
Yeah.
thing. But right now, it's just 2 Tylers and a Noah. No season 1 or no season 2 or anything. Just 2 Tylers and a Noah. 8
We won't get a
episodes.
season 2 unless you guys love us.
It's true.
So we need you to love
You guys
us,
are the ones that
please.
make this happen.
It's
All right, we've been trying to say goodbye.
Yes.
For the past
Okay,
30
I'm
minutes,
gonna say goodbye, everyone. I am the other Tyler.
I'm Tyler. This has been a wonderful evening.
Yes, it has.
Guten Tag.
All right.
Noah.
All right. Bye, guys. Bye.